want to support the platform just in case anything like this happens again, you can do it by way of PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and also by the Anchor. And you can also further support the platform by way of going to the Teespring store or the shoe store that is located in the comment section below. Maria has stated that her and her husband are going their separate ways. She stated, quote, "I am grateful for all of the happy times we had together and want to thank my friends, family, and friends for your love and support as we start this new chapter moving forward in our lives." Stated by court documents, Maori filed for divorce from Hardrick in Los Angeles on Tuesday, citing irreconcilable differences and requesting joint physical and legal custody of their children. Maori, who has a prenuptial agreement with her husband, is also asking the judge to terminate spousal support. Maori and Hardrick first met in 1999 on the set of the indie movie Hollywood Horror. As Hardrick recalls in a 2017 YouTube video, quote, "I was waiting for the bus. Tia and her sister gave me a ride home down to Inglewood, and we got cool ever since then." Revealed the first moments that he knew Maori was the one. Quote, "I knew Tia was the one for me when she was in my corner when I moved to Inglewood and had like 2 pairs of drawers to my name. I was dirt poor. I didn't have anything, and she appreciated everything for what it was, and she loved me for me. And then I knew once I can financially do better in the situation, then I'm going to buy her a ring, and that's going to be my wife." Marley had also explained that she had recently got out of a terrible relationship when she had first met Hardrick. Quote, "He just had loads of patience with me. He was just right there for me and held my hand." All right, so since we're touching on the story and we're dealing with divorce and this is a black couple, let's just so happen to go into some statistics, shall we? Divorce rate by gender between men and women. Women are the ones who chiefly initiate divorce. Interesting, the duration of the first marriage lasts longer than that of men, but their second marriages are shorter. Women initiate divorce 69% of the time. This figure shoots up to 90% for college educated women. The average length of a first marriage that ends up in divorce for men is about 7.8 years. For women, the average first marriage length that ends up in divorce is 7.9 years. Meanwhile, for the second marriages, it's 7.3 years for men and 6.8 years for women. 63.7% of women ages 15 to 49 years of age across the globe are married or in a cohabitating union. According to It's Over Easy, the divorce rate of women is 7.7 per 1,000 people. Law firm Wilkerson and Finkbeiner estimates that the rate to be higher at 16.9%. And lastly, 54% of divorced women do not want to remarry, while only 30% of divorced men share this sentiment. The main reason, in a sense, to have this information directly up there, listen to the culture of modern women. A lot of them will state that they are wife material, marriage material, that they deserve to be married, but in the same breath, they also state that I don't need a man. This is just a want. This is just something that's, in a sense, there. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm fine all by myself, right? But yet again, these are the same women that want to be treated just like a wife, but yet they're not doing things that a wife would normally do. And these are also the very same women that don't want to be held accountable or responsible for their own actions or the actions that they decide to commit to, and they want to shift blame clearly to the other person. And these are also the exact same women who don't want to take any type of guidance or leadership from or of a man, because they feel that they can lead themselves. They feel that they know what is best. And they also feel that, hey, I am the leader of the household because of X, Y, and Z. And I also want to take note of how she made sure to do things, right? Because in a sense, she is the one that has the most money. She's the one that, is directly out there in the spotlight, has contracts and sponsors and all these great things. She made sure, right, to protect her money, right? So she had a prenuptial agreement in place to protect her assets, right? Now, notice how nobody sees that as odd or strange. A lot of women will sit up there and say, like, yeah, that's right, protect yourself, make sure because you're the breadwinner, all this other type of stuff, right? But if a guy was to, in a sense, do the exact same thing, this is when women will say, like, oh, well, if he wants you to sign a prenuptial, you need not to trust him because he don't trust you and all this other type of stuff and yada yada. Like I said before, this is in a sense how the society is. One can clearly do something and it's completely fine and dandy. If the other decides to do it, it's completely wrong. It shows that you don't trust that person. It shows that you're not invested. It shows that you just might try to up and leave and all these other types of things, right? So she made sure to put the co-parenting directly there so that spousal support or child support would not be a thing, right? And then on top of that, she then went behind that and was like, you know what? I want to discontinue the spousal support. She doesn't want to have anything to do with that. Pay attention to that because this is something that men, in a sense, normally do when it is that a divorce take place. They're like, yo, if you want to be away from me, that's completely fine. You want a divorce, completely fine. I'll even pay for it. But I'm not about to give you spousal support over the next such and such amount of months or years, knowing the fact that all of this money that you're using, you're going to be using that money while also dating somebody else. And I'm not facilitating that, right? But I'm saying that to say this. Men, be very cautious, extra cautious, be directly careful because whenever going by statistics, the main people that enact a lot of these divorces, roughly 70% of the time, is women. It ain't men doing it, it's women. And then that goes up to 90% when said woman has a college education. So if you technically look at the numbers are in a sense stacked against you, which means that if you just so happen to decide as a guy to get married to a woman, which, like I said, I'm not against getting married at all. The thing that I am against is people deciding, hey, I'm going to get married to this guy, be here for a few years, and then, in a sense, use him and leave him and then move on to the next one. That's what I'm against. I am a firm believer that if people are married, then you should be married, right? But like I said, to each is their own. My main thing is that guys need to pay attention to the statistics and you need to figure out your odds because nobody is going to care about you or for you when it deals with divorce and different things like that that take place. The woman can be 100% in the wrong and she can pretty much leave out with everything, the farm, the dog, and everything else, and leave you in a hotel trying to strive and struggle while also you're paying some type of spousal support. So that's all I'm saying. Just pay attention.